or haven't played it in the last 3 months. They haven't played it yet with Chiron on the team as well. So I think there's going to be maybe a chance for a few mistakes here and there. But let's find out. James is going to move out middle. Never saw Hobbit jump over into the position and complete mid control for Cloud9. Although not for long. Nathany's dropped. Nice shots from Chiron.
Yeah, great work from Chiron. I'm sure he'll be a little frustrated knowing the kind of personality he has, that he hasn't been able to hit some of the big numbers he's wanting to. And Hobbit's going to go ahead and trade him out 1-for-1 right away.
Yeah, but Outsiders haven't done the whole lot with the rest of everything. Here comes the set piece.
Ooh.
Smokes are out to block off rotations. They haven't cleared Shiro, but he can't find a clean kill. Can't find a clean kill. Oh my lord, he used every single bullet, and he did not find much of anything at all.
Yeah, that's a bit awkward. You don't usually see Shiro in that kind of position, but I guess it happens to everyone. And now we look to Axel to try and step up for Cloud9. He's got a chance as he turns back, but they've wrapped around, doubled up together here in the T's. Fame's gone forward. They haven't even seen Flit in that position, so Hobbit's really lacking the information. You can see him checking all the other different spots, but they're both together.
They have it. The plant's not for them, so he could actually tap it, but he wants that kit.
The kit. Yeah, he has to go over towards the kit, spots out Fame, and unfortunately Fame is just faster through the headshot. So Outsiders, they win the T-pistol, and we know Ancient, picking up the T-pistol can go a long, long way.
Absolutely. That's a really good start for Outsiders. Nothing too complicated, just a standard execute, and they found all the fights they wanted. Good opening provided by Chiron. 1-0, and we're going to see Cloud9 picking up some weapons. Shiro's going to have an MP9, upgraded pistols coming in as well for the CT side. Axile's going to have the SMG as well. So let's rock and roll into round number 2.
A couple of noisy crickets, as Henry G would say. We got Hobbit picking one up, and he's down in bottom mid. Axel alongside of him. Flit hasn't seen anything yet, but with that smoke, he has a bit of space to play with if he wants to. In the meantime, Outsiders just seeing what they've got to play with. A couple of players positioned outside of B lane, and quite an advanced cave setup here, Jason, from the CTs.
Sure, holding on to this position, and I mean, being in a solid spot. You'd imagine that's going to get cleared out. There is a Molotov in the hands of Chiron, who's here. He can use this to negate the position of Nathany and isolate Shiro. And indeed he will. Deep Molotov. Means Shiro's alone for the next few seconds. Defensive smoke is going to hold them at bay, so keep this position in the favor of Cloud9.
Shiro's going to see that no one move with that, so he'll just maintain his spot.
This is the hard battle. There's nothing really Axel can do except spot for information. The AK is going to win out, and I don't know if they have the information that he's infiltrated this part of the map. No one's even close to being home for Cloud9.
Are there any reactions even to this to suggest they might even know? It doesn't seem like it.
Axel just straight up must have missed it with the timing, because Hobbit could get just trucked from behind, although Flit's not going through Temple at all. So
Flit definitely seen Axel, that's for sure. So he seems to be tracking towards Donut at the moment, just clearing out the side, letting his teammates come out of main. That means Hobbit's CZ in this position, and the final 20 seconds could cause a couple of problems here. Outsiders no stranger to running the clock down, and they find themselves the kill towards Donut. But remember, Hobbit's spot is still strong in the Temple. Flit is starting to activate towards CT, but that's the play from Hobbit. Can't get out to deny the plant, and that's the round for the Outsiders. Just Buster left, and maybe he can get one kill, but we're looking at the Outsiders going 2-0 up here on Ancient. A good start.
Yeah, great round from Flit. I mean, the way he just kind of moves up through the red room and infiltrates towards CT spawn, basically clears out the A bomb site. So, I mean, Outsiders doesn't even really have to execute from A main at all. They just get a walk out wide, guns out. They know there's going to be a fight probably towards the Donut choke point, and other than that, they know the rest of the site is clear.
Well, Cloud9 forced to the eco already, heading into round 3. Forced by doesn't work out in the previous. I've really enjoyed watching Flit over the recent months in this team. I thought he was a great addition from Force. I think Na'Vi, there was rumors years ago that they wanted him too. They showed interest and just couldn't get him out of the Force side. But finally, he's broken free, and what a great player he is.
I mean, we've been hearing for years how much young talent there is coming out of this region, and obviously it's coming to fruition, and all their teams get bolstered by that. Very, very strong region. Nathany going to be smoked off just with the USP. This round shouldn't have a whole lot in store for us, as Outsiders are all going to start probing into the B bomb site, walking up the B ramp, and there's nobody home. Cloud9 stack over at A and start pushing forward, and it'll be 3-0.
Well, it's kind of nice when you walk into an empty B bomb site. No resistance whatsoever. Finally, Flit Smack 10 is the weapon to make first contact, and that's exactly how this should have gone for Outsiders in their head. Let the money come in on the SMG. James will start to play a little aggressive. It actually gets caught. Hobbit was right beneath him, and James just couldn't figure out where the shots were coming from. Chiron goes out, but he can't get the kill either.
Ooh.
And Axel is doing a lot of damage here. Kicker's even going down low.
I don't think there's a chance they actually make this happen. I guess you could go for it just to try and take the guns away, but I mean, with the
Play
time
for
the way it is,
elimination, at
no
least.
kits. Yeah, I think they're just going to be happy with the rifles. Exile, in my mind, should just be bailing out with his AK-47. Shiro's going to come be able to salvage a Galil that was in this position. And yeah, a couple of rifles.
Where are they gone?
Dear, that's awkward.
Maybe it'll blow off with the bomb.
That sucks.
Maybe it'll blow out here.
No way. No way.
He's having a little look. I don't know if he has enough time to get to it. Unfortunate there. But 3-0 start for Outsiders. Sure, they get the AK-47. That's not bad, considering you went into it with barely any investment whatsoever.
Yeah, decent amount of damage chipping away at that economy. Good shots from Exile with the P250. This is to clean up Flit from earlier. An extra AK-47 is quite nice. Exile's got 3,400 in the bank. We take that. 3-0 first gun round.
First look at Cloud9's defense here on Ancient. Utility just bombarding Flit at mid. And this is quick. I like how they're quick. They're taking ledge here. Axel just going for the fight. His teammates have pushed through Cave 2, and it's worked out perfectly for Cloud9. Jam and Chiron, no shot.
I feel like they're really fortunate that actually got pulled off. I feel like that smoke in middle didn't exactly go where they wanted. There was a huge gap around one side of it, but an extra Molotov maybe behind it prevented any kind of a peek. And Exile gets away with one. So firebombing outside B and finding the opening 2 kills.
Well, Buster comes over to the temple. Hobbit's with him from Donut, and the attack finally starting to come in for the Outsiders. 3 versus 5. Not a comfortable position for them, and they don't blind Shiro. They don't get him off the angle, and so Shiro's op just rings out. Will do his best, but Shiro's so quick in the reposition. And the bomb is over on the other side of the map on the back of Kicker, and is going nowhere.
Yeah, I wonder what his plan is. If he's just thinking, I'm going to save for these 50 seconds, or maybe I want to move forward, try and take one more gun away. Regardless, that flashbang thrown towards Shiro I thought was actually going to do work. That actually looked like it was on point, and he just wasn't bothered by it at all.
Did you catch Hugo's Joker impression earlier?
I did not. Was it good?
It was okay. It was okay.
Which Joker did he go for?
Yeah, I think he went with the Heath Ledger Joker.
Okay.
Yep. And Henry just had no idea what he was doing. So it just sounded like it was a
so the
weird
impression
voice.
went really well, obviously.
Yeah, it was great. But once you kind of know what he's doing, it makes sense.
So I guess Kicker is just obviously saving, and he's just sticking around so he can grab an AK-47 right at the end of the round timer. Here's that initial execute from the CT side. Good B defense. Look at all the flames, all the flashbangs. There's nowhere Chiron can go. And obviously Shiro adding a pair at the end of the round on top over the flames. There goes Flit. And Kicker does pick up an M4 as the round comes to a close. It's 3-1.
Outsiders will invest again, and the big green gun is coming out, and you know where that's going, into the hands of Jame. We'll see whether or not Jame will be able to find T-side Ancient impact with the AWP. It's not easy, but if there's someone to do it, it would be Jame. Somewhere to figure out all of these puzzles.
Yeah, and also the previous round with how aggressive they were outside B, that might be a little nerve-wracking if you're an opera heading out there. Relatively unwieldy to kind of turn and spin from all the utility being spent. This time Cloud9 don't choose to have any kind of mid-pressure or mid-presence pushing down. Playing pretty passively, some spam and utility damage onto Chiron. And a slow opening for Outsiders.
Well, there's a lot of slow openers from Outsiders. It's
Yeah, we'll be saying that a lot.
definitely their thing. Well, they're going to be walking a B lane. Kicker getting in a bit of a jewel through the wood, but decides not to commit to it too much. And Hobbit just jump spotting in towards middle. I think when you play against Outsiders, the new spawn doesn't really matter because they're actually playing pretty slow. They're not going to be seasoning in that map control early on.
Maybe that's how they get you. He lure you into that false sense of security and come out with one fast strat. Well, also, I mean, look, Flit has had great success with this positioning so far in this game. He's had 2 rounds that he's pushed up, once in the second round bye to basically win the round for his team. We'll see if he can do anything here. Hobbit and Shiro have their eyes on it, aggressively making sure the mid position is covered.
Flash goes through and towards Cave, and Chiron goes for a bit of a peek, but Flit's mid-play gets caught by Hobbit, so he's got that on lock, and here's Axel's reply. He's going to move down mid and try and further this advantage for Cloud9 in the final 20 seconds, but the bomb is going back to an empty A site currently. Somehow Outsiders have found the gap and all of it, and they're moving in towards this A site.
Yeah, I mean, Cloud9 put a real... Ooh, Flames push it. Oh, I can't believe he's got two. He probably never saw the second player, and James got to stick it. And Napanese shut it down. That's the round. It's over.
Oh, that's massive. I thought Fem had just pulled it back single-handedly with that CT double kill, but in the end, the nade comes in, denies the bomb plan. The Outsiders, unfortunately, not able to compete for that round itself. Cloud9, 2 on the board. Hobbit does a great job at just denying Flit that space. You know, if Flit gets into the red room, that A split becomes really difficult to deal with, and they probably win the round on the Outsiders. But right now, Hobbit at least has the idea that Flit is going to try and push that late in the round and just be disciplined. 2 now for Cloud9. And the Outsiders on Glocks and 4 players, apart from Kicker, who still has that M4.
Here we go. Looks like they want to pop through these smokes. Everyone's lined up. They don't utilize anything. So their utility's going to go to waste with the pressure of Cloud9's opening in middle. And we'll readjust Kickert on the map to see what he can do with the M4.
Haven't seen Ancient much in this tournament, have we? He's play one time.
Yeah, same with Mirage. Hasn't obviously that was a big thing we talked about. I think either was it today? The days all blend together. Mirage until today hadn't been played on the mainstream.
Yeah, chat thought that was a positive.
He did. That was this morning as well. That was the opening segment.
Oh, that was it. That was the one. I remember
Seems
now.
so long ago.
It was today. Yeah. It's all just one big day. Shiro, he's surely got a kill here. There's no flashes, no utility to get him off the angle here. He'll just move over to the left side and...
Look how much utility Cloud9's holding on to.
That's what you've got to do when you play the Outsiders.
Yeah, 3 smokes and a Molotov, and Exile's got his full kit. So, I mean, if he ever feels like they're moving back in his position, he can just have a utility dump. Hobbit's going to spot it as they move around the map. Still, Kickert's M4 hasn't been involved in pretty much anything.
Really hasn't. And they tried to get him out mid at the start of the round. They just got smoked off, and they're not a team to take that kind of risk. Instead, they're going to group up, stay as a pack, and try and attack through the donut into the site now. And Shiro, he's not really had to do anything, but this might be his moment. In the meantime, though, 2 kills have come in for Outsiders. Bomb has gone down, and somehow Kicker's Rifles has started to do something. He's gone down, but there's 2 now in play on Jame and Fame, and just Naphany trying to recover this mess. He rifles away, but Jame will take him out, and the Outsiders with 4 Glocks and 1 rifle, Jason, somehow walk into the A site, get the bomb down, and win the round.
Yeah, that's way too much. That's way too much space. That's almost like way too much respect given to them as well. Like Hobbit even playing outside Temple, spots them in Donut, but doesn't want to take those long-range fights with the M4. They just get way too much access for like nothing. Even like Shiro rotating into CT spawn with his AWP sees a Glock about to jump around the corner before any of his teammates had really gotten into any significant fights. So, man, I think Cloud9 just played that round way too scared. Way too scared.
Well, Outsiders are just jumping with joy now because T-rounds and Ancient are very hard to come by, and you're winning ones like that. That's massive. And now they're going for a time
to give themselves that
much
much
space. They had nothing.
Yeah,
they literally had no utility whatsoever.
They just walked right in. Interesting.
Kind of crazy.
Yeah.
All right, Cloud9. What's your response to that?
I feel like that'll be like a frustrating round for your mental if you're Cloud9 to let yourselves drop that one.
Yeah, definitely. And one of the things I was most excited about doing coming into this third map was getting to cast Booster, you know, the new player. And we haven't had to say his name yet, unfortunately. He's 0 on 5.
He'll always be Buster to me.
Half damage down to Hobbit right away in mid. Cloud9 taking this control again of B lane. You know, if Outsiders are going to play slow, they're going to come and take it, but this is kind of what they want too. They're setting traps up to get these early fights to come to them, and Kicker, he swings out, but Axel uses his rifle to get 2. That's the kind of play I like to see from Cloud9.
Good job from Chiron, though. I mean, previously he'd been punished by that exact kind of push, and this time he knew exactly what was coming, was at least able to go 1 for 1. Phenomenal shooting from Exile on the second kill. That was Kicker.
I respect players that play this
I think
spot that Hobbit's playing in
Hobbit's
so
in
much.
trouble, I feel. Okay, he gets the spot at a nice timing so that he can get away. Flit, once again, is going to aggress and attack towards CT spawn.
Ooh, Flit's found the gap. He's going to smoke it off. Smoke off CT, and now there's going to be pressure towards spawn site. It's a bit of a gap in there. Flit can go either way with this. Information now that He is being watched from the B side of things. He goes forward. Spots out Buster, sends the nade forward. Takes half of his health off, and Flip wants a bit more. He's getting so much space, just pushing Cloud9 further and further back. But finally, Axel is going to swing out. He nearly gets another one. That would have been his 4th kill of the round. Just a bullet away from doing it, but this might be the first impact felt by Buster. If he can wrap around and connect on one. But they're getting away. The bomb plant is secure just about. James goes down, leaving Fame in the 1v3.
Outsiders just so good at moving around the map and putting pressure on bomb sites with very little. They're so efficient with resources. And that had to have been an awkward defense for Buster and Exile with 2 players coming from the CT spawn area. However, 3-on-1 retake and Fame with 11 HP. He's just got to run. There's nothing he can do to stop this defuse. Cloud9 just double checking and making sure, but Fame is nowhere to be found. So 3rd round for Cloud9's defense, and they bounce back after the previous round blunder.
And it's Axel getting super aggressive in mid, just taking B lane. Really cool to watch.
He's looking crisp early on in his opening to this map. 7 rounds of play so far, 11 kills for Exile. He's done a very good job. Even the dink onto Fame.
Axel rose to the occasion.
That's nice. That's some of your best work.
Thank you, Jason. Wish I used it in the middle of the play-by-play.
No, I think you did it perfectly. I think you did it absolutely perfectly.
Thank you. Well, we got Flip with the MAC-10 again, and he's had that a few times. He is the MAC-10 man.
Hold the phone. We get an Outsiders B rush?
Okay, a fast round from Outsiders. Rushing B right in towards Nafany and Buster. It's 1 kill for Buster, but he gets traded, and Kicker's going to take Hobbit out of the equation. There is a good lineup here for Nafany, but not going to be able to take anybody out from it. And Outsiders commit to the bomb plant. They're up a player in this post plant, and Cloud9 now have a new puzzle presented to them.
Yeah, I don't think this is a puzzle you don't really want to be doing. All split. Shiro is well blocked off by smoke. He's far away. This almost feels like it has to be a save. Nafany's sticking around to see if anyone's going to give him a kill. And that, if he gets one, Exile may start shifting. But another smoke because of the fast-paced round means Shiro has no access to any fight that they might want to get in.
Well, he's slipping out, trying to cause a problem for them. And James just fends him off, gets away. He's going to run right into Shiro.
I actually think Nafany could have diffused that.
Yeah, he definitely could have.
I think he could have actually won that.
Yeah, James just watched it though.
Yeah, but if he gets that kill on James and just sticks the bomb, he gets it. He has a kit. And I mean, he doesn't know this obviously, but everyone else from Outsiders is far away. He almost could have ninja'd that.
Oh, an Outsiders B rush. Now, that caught Cloud9 a little off guard.
Caught everyone off guard.
Change in pace was great to see, and it's a 5th round on the T side, and Cloud9 are going to have to play a lot of this half with barely any money.
Yeah, I mean, and this is like the major win condition of Outsiders, right? Is they're just like the economic game that they play is so tough to deal with, and when they have an economic advantage over you like they do over Cloud9 right now, it gets exceedingly difficult. This time grouped up towards A main.
Axel got a UMP. That's all he's got to defend this. He does have Hobbit, but he's only got a FAMAS, so we're in a pretty rough spot. Let's see what Axel gets done with the UMP. Just 1 kill, 2nd. Oh, he actually nearly gets a 3rd kill with the ump. And now it's Hobbit's turn. He's got the FAMAS around the side of the smoke. They're getting James up into an elevated position where he can look down the mere mortal man. And he has found Shiro. Hobbit swings and does a lot of damage. Eventually commits to the kill on James, but he has wounded them mortally. They're running away.
Yeah, this is now going to be very difficult, and Nafany has so much time to pick whatever position he wants at the B bomb site. However, with a minute on the clock, this all depends on rotation. Even with the low HP, a lot of this is going to come down to timing.
And they're leaving the bomb in between both of these 2 Ts. Perhaps just playing for the pick, and they're making the decision based on that.
I think Flit wants to show maybe some presence without actually committing anywhere, but he calls it off. After running all the way over here, he changes his mind and bails out. Buster and Nafany out of position. They're going back to the A bomb site.
This is going to be a very comfortable post-plant position for Outsiders. They're going to be able to put that bomb down and position themselves wherever they want.
There's no kit on either of the Cloud9 players as well, so if they don't like get a little inkling of what's happening or a feeling of what's happening, they're in trouble. 10 seconds left, and Nafany still hasn't spotted anyone, so he's just now starting to move, and Buster now realizes what's happening.
Well, he can deny that, and
no,
he has.
Out in the open.
No time at all. And as much as we were building that one up, the Outsiders just take a little too long to eventually get to the site. And Buster gets back in time. They plant in the open, exposed to CT, and That cost them, so that's a massive round to win. Considering what Cloud9 had in that round, you had UMP up on top of the boost for Axel. You think maybe one kill is the best he can get out of that. He nearly goes and gets 3, so.
Yeah. And importantly, like with the first and second kill that he gets with that UMP, he buys time for Hobbit to become unblind. Hobbit ate a full flashbang, so the fact that Axel prevents the first 2 players from getting out means Hobbit has time to recover. Deep utility down middle. Jame takes it.
This is fast. Oh, Jame decides against it and taking a lot of damage. He's down to 24, committing into that utility, but Nafany, once again, aggressive through cave, right into Chiron.
Nice shot from Shiro, deep angle. Yep. He knew he had Buster all the way pushed down the ramp.
This fight's awkward.
Yeah, out in the open, just caught against the wall. Nice shot from Hobbit. Now he can step forward, but again, a gap is found.
Over towards A. How much can they do with this? Fame already out. Axel is considering this, and Fame hasn't crossed to the temple yet. So Axel's position should be good enough just to hold.
Yeah, but never underestimate. He's walking back into a deagle that's holding an angle, and you still have Chiron just chilling for what, like 40 seconds now? I don't know if Hobbit's going to expect him to be in here still, but now he's got the information. However, Hobbit is in a dangerous position. Yeah, he's got to back away. Chiron going for it. And now Shiro, yep, he comes into position, and there's the kill.
Well, Fame, he's going to get called too. They've just got the read here, Cloud9. They know their weaknesses. They know their holes. And they've covered them all up. James started this round, reminder, he was the first player running out elbow into mid, getting bombarded with utility, and now he's the last remaining player alive.
Yeah, where's he headed now? He wants this AK-47, I guess, but Hobbit's going to take that one of these. Swap over to it, and we're all tied up, 5-5.
Now, sure, it looks good. It's tied up, but for outsiders, they're going to be feeling a lot better about this. 5 rounds on the T side already. I think here you got to take a bit of a half buy. You see them pick up a couple of Tech 9s, maybe something like that, and they've shown that they're willing to go for a couple of quicker plays. 1 or 2 more rounds in this half, and outsiders will be laughing their way to the bank. But for Cloud9, still a bit of a recovery needed here. Shiro's going to jump in towards Donut, and Flit, he's out. He's found the gap. The fire is actually not spread to him, so look how much space he's got.
Yeah, shots give away the game that he's out middle, but I think he wants them to have that information because the rest of his team is lining up outside the B bomb site. Nafany's got to be careful. Flit about to turn the corner. There's only 1 defender at B, so if Nafany goes down, it's a problem.
Oh, Flit takes damage. He's down to 9. Nafany has died a few times in here, but this time he holds stead. Chiron doesn't beat him in the fight, and now we're going to look to an outsider's last-ditch effort to attack this B bomb site. It's really hard to see how they actually get anywhere near it. It's just a great setup here, and even the flanks are starting to come in too. Hobbit cleaning up from the mid-plate. It's just Flit who took the first amount of damage. He's down to 9, and he'll at least get something. Is there anything else here for Flit? Well, the bomb is safely in the possession of CTs. He's found an AK, so he'll run away, save that one, if he can.
I think he's going to just try. I think this is going for kills. Yeah, this is going for damage, so I think he's just trying to go the most unlikely route. Like, he's obviously not playing for the win whatsoever, so he's trying to catch someone completely unawares of this kind of rotation, but Nafany's already in position to put a stop to it.
All right, Flo, let's see if he can win this fight. That would be incredible, but 9 HP. First bullet should knock him out, and it does. Headshot as well. 6-5 lead for Cloud9, and outsiders, that was a round where they lightly invested. Now it's about getting the rifles back. Hobbit very vocal right now. I gotta respect Hobbit's position. Playing mid on Ancient sucks. You know, you see him just jumping back and forth for like a minute straight versus outsiders. That's the true test of patience, I think.
Yeah, and I feel like it's a position that's kind of, well, I mean, those kinds of positions are made for Hobbit. Someone who's got a good blend of just like intelligence and skill and reading the game. Hobbit's a very strong fundamental player along with some fantastic skills. Exile, right around the edge of the smoke. That's a bold play.
It's a really bold play, and it might just work. Bold moves get big rewards. Sometimes. And Axel doesn't stay with it. He comes back as the smoke fades away.
He's got a Molotov. If he can see these nades raining over, he can drop a Molotov, which will buy the seconds needed for the rest of his teammates to come. And there it is. They're going to go right through it, though. Fame doesn't take a whole lot of damage.
Well, Axel, unfortunately, could have been hero, but ends up being zero. Fame just walks through with a flash assist from Jame, and they've got the side. Smokes up this time. Hobbit's not too far away from denying, and goes back for seconds. And that's even close. Does a lot of damage, but still Cloud9 down a player on this retake attempt. And Outsiders have 2 players in the temple. They're ascending the player up into the boost, and it's, of course, Jame ascending to the heavens. He'll stay up there for the time being. Flank through, the push through temple from Fame has caught Nafany looking the wrong way. Hobbit now starts to swing, but immediately the trade is in from Outsiders, and there's just no space. There's no way back into this for Cloud9, so they have to just get out of there and save.
Yeah, they have the money to kind of send a couple plays forward, see if you can get a couple fortunate kills and really springboard that into a retake, but now they got to make sure Shiro and Buster survive. They've just planted themselves in these positions. Outsiders not hunting, and they keep things tied at 6.
6 rounds on T side, this is kind of crazy.
Great utility usage for Outsiders coming out here. I mean, beating the Molotov, but look at the flashbangs raining in as Fame is running this route, and they're popping obviously behind him, so it's hitting Axel full force, and it's giving Fame plenty of advantages coming through the smoke.
He's frustrated about that. For good reason. The A site falls again, and Outsiders have definitely enjoyed this pack mentality. There's been a lot of rounds where they just head together towards one bomb site. Flip makes like a solo play somewhere, and the rest of the pack just hit together. Seems like a similar enough call. It's just going to be a 1-1-3 setup with 3 players towards A in this early portion of the round. Axon will play Donut, and Shiro this time has been tasked with holding A main from Temple. There's a bit of a timer on this play, because if you're not taking mid control, you're not taking the B lane, you know that you're going to lose a lot of map controls. You have to go quite quickly in towards A. Quickly by the Outsider standards.
Yeah, well, here's the set piece. Here's the smoke towards Donut. 3 defenders here this time. More flashbangs raining in. Hobbit a little bit blinded. Axel not yet involved in the action. And Hobbit's the first one to fall.
Shiro's just waiting for that response to come in, but no one's crossing over. They're just planting safe. And their post-plant positions can be pretty good if they can get the bomb down, that is. Axel denies, and now there's a bit more of a problem for Outsiders, because the bomb is loose in the ground, so you've got to send some of these players to pick it up. And in the meantime, Cloud9 have actually got close to the smoke. Fame is starting to read this maneuver. And unfortunately for Cloud9, they've lost Shiro. That's one of the biggest hitters knocked out, but Buster gets a little bit of luck going his way. Sees 2 players line up, and while everybody else from his team's gone, unfortunately he's not able to get the player off the top of the boost. And 7 rounds as Outsiders continue to find success on the A site.
What a great round from Chiron, a quad kill, including that final one. But I mean, he's even the one holding Shiro pinned down, who is being patient, waiting for his moment with the AWP to peek out of Temple, and just never found one he was comfortable with. Eventually, when he chooses to, he's shut down immediately. And this Outsiders offense has really started to lean on some of these A hits. They found a lot of success at this bomb site.
Well, Flit churning the legs, quick out mid, and the flashes are good enough to force him back. He doesn't want to commit through this smoke. And maybe have a bit of a look on this side of it, and doing so will get caught by Hobbit. Luckily, Chiron is always there to respond.
That might have been able to get away, but really wanted that AK-47. A little bit of a crossfire setup. It's a weak one with USPs. Oh, they need this kill, but the second player, Nafany, finally does get it. That's Fame to fall.
And James' turn. I really had to say James' name too much in this game. He's inside of Cave and does get a freebie. Just Buster and Nafany with a couple of pistols. And you can say hello to an 8th round for Outsiders. They've won the half from the T side. That's pretty crazy. Cloud9 CT side hasn't looked too comfortable at any point, Jason.
Yeah, it's had like a couple stretches here and there, but man, I mean, like a couple things like really hurt. Like all these attacks towards the A site, all these executes are very, very strong for Outsiders, and I think the one that really hurts is obviously losing to an M4 and 4 Glocks way back early on in the half.
Ridiculous.
And that feels like it set the tone more than anything. Shiro hasn't really been able, I mean, due to the slow pace of Outsiders, he hasn't really been able to get involved in a whole lot. 7 and 7, he's had the AWP plenty, but it's not like he's getting a whole lot of chances to find opening kills for his team, find equalizing kills for his team. He's coming in late and not getting a whole lot of clean looks.
This is exactly what Outsiders want, especially from that first map where you see Shiro just 1 kill off the 30 bomb, just absolutely destroying you on every front. If you can cancel him out for the other 2 maps of a series and kind of nullify his impact somehow, that's the key to success.
He's not going to have an op in the next round because he bought the M4 in this one. He's only got $300 in the bank as well. So Outsiders giving themselves plenty of advantages.
Yeah, I've got to say Chiron's performance here has been good too. 15-9. You mentioned the 4K round he had. Really nice to see Chiron stepping up. It's been quite a seamless transition for Chiron into the Outsiders. You know, coming in after a major win, they make the roster move. Comes to Katowice, rocks up to the playoffs. Pretty cool guy.
Yeah, he's been able to handle it well, and I mean, he's spoken about it himself, and obviously there's a lot of confidence in him from the Outsiders team to have picked him up, and they've spoken highly of him. So yeah, all things looking good early on for Chiron coming into this roster.
Nafni. He's been here a lot. He likes to get aggressive in Cave. And on the other side is Chiron. He's gonna drop off the ledge. Have a little bit of a look in here. Nafni needs to be careful, gets caught. Chiron continues to extend his kill count in this first half. And Outsiders look primed for 9. Maybe Axel's moving mid. This could be the response. Oh,
good flashbang. That's from the A bomb site, set up perfectly by Shiro. Huge assist, and that's going to make Kicker challenge and investigate towards the other side of the map. Buster's got to have it, and he does.
Well, this very quick response from Outsiders. Unfortunately, it's all stopped. Buster and Hobbit just say no. And Fame has to clutch a 1v4 if they want 9 rounds at this half. It's been okay in this game so far, and he's creeping up close towards Hobbit. He's going to reveal his head first. Fame has collected a victim. Many more to come, though.
Shouldn't give him any more as well. Let him plant here. You have a flank coming in from Axel, so now he's boxed in. Both players, Shiro and Buster, are here. He's not going to have a whole lot of options once this bomb eventually goes down. In fact, spammed and taken down. Not even a bomb plant, but an otherwise fantastic half from Outsiders. 8-7. It's a lead on this third map with the quarterfinals on the line, and we'll be right back.
hoping I get advances. This increases chances. My life is like a prom, but there ain't no dances. I'm standing in this hall getting funny glances. I was raised as a youth, but was missing parents. I was raised by my granny, shit, I miss my granny. Hardly raised by my daddy, but I miss my daddy. Wasn't raised by my mother, but I miss my mother. I ain't get to know my mother, but I actually loved her. Strange. I made the studio my home. Every time I touch a microphone, I'm at home. Every time I hear a metrodome, I get in the zone. Every time I get into the zone, I'm usually all alone. Home, it's where the heart is, pop. It's where our art is, usually goes the heart is, pop. It's where our art is, showing them that you are hip-hop. Long as you finish, doesn't matter where you started. Home. When I win, I'm alone. When the wind blows in and I won't lie. Oh, at home, I get home, go home, get home, go home, get home, go home, get home. Why?
It's 7, the Outsiders with a small lead, but from the T side, the more difficult affair is now completed. Now they move to the second half of map number 3. During the break, my mother texted me, Jason. She seen my peanut fact segment. I think I finally made my parents proud of me. So there we go. The peanuts, that's where I peaked.
Nice. Did they give you that little tidbit?
No, I just kind of assuming that.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's... you did have a question about like an average amount of peanut butter.
Yeah, you never know how much
that's
peanut uses on a sandwich.
I guess just like an average amount.
Sure. We'll take it. Glad we revisited that and got it out of the way.
There we go. Thank you very much, Jason.
Second half this round is live. Outsiders with a 1-round lead, and they've got a 4-man stack at the B bomb site for this pistol, including Kickert with them dualies. Fame has already taken what some would call a big risk by immediately pushing into A main, and it's paid off because he sees that it's clear, he sees there's no information, so Outsiders can feel confident in this stack.
Now Flick can just take some info and set up the double Julies here for Kickert. He's going to fall away. Joe Berettas absolutely get wrecked. Axel just comes around the corner swinging and hits the headshot.
Both teams tried that same position with the dualies, and it didn't work for either of them. There goes Axel. Chiron almost going to be able to grab another. It's Buster picking up the dualies. He's got one. There's a second player in Cave, though. It's Jame, and he's actually hit in the smoke. He's going to pounce late. What an assassination.
Well, they're tapping the defuse, trying to cause a little bit of pressure, but Shiro's just sitting on the bomb. And now Jame is right there towards the Cave, Flip beside him. They really need to get onto the side eventually, and Shiro is just trying to delay as long as possible to prevent it from happening. But Jame just runs around the corner, hits the headshot, and just Hobbit left at the bottom of the B ramp. He's so low on health. Flit's on it, just holding it, but it's the long 10 seconds, and he comes off to the kill, but the time is no longer there. Hobbit just drains the time, and they can run away happy.
Yeah, big boy clutch from Hobbit. That's a huge shot to hit right at the top of the ramp onto Jame. And you got to give credit to Shiro. He could have gone down far before that. He played that time just about as well as you could, making sure. I mean, Jame was frozen as well. Neither of them wanting to commit to that fight for any point. That ate like another 5 seconds off the clock. But what a play from Jame to just step forward, hide in the smoke, backstab the players in Cave, and make a real round out of this.
Yeah, definitely could have been something, but in the end, it yields nothing because they're down to just USPs and 1 P250. And Cloud9 are about to take the lead. But we have seen them lose to 1 AK and 4 Glocks, so
yeah,
that did happen.
They should be fine this round, you know? Should be.
Should be is the operative word.
Should have been fine in that
We've
round,
all been burned far too much.
We have all been burned. Fame is going to push up.
This is where it goes wrong, Jason. This is step 1.
Okay. Well, step 1 passed with flying colors for Nafany. And Molotov's in towards Donut to clear things out. There's 3-man push ready to go. Flit is back, ready to toss a flashbang over the wall. There it is. So they're going to push after this. But nobody's home from Cloud9. Except for Buster.
Well, he's seen everybody. At least he can call to the rest of his teammates to come back and have a little bit of a look. But they've had enough. Outsiders running away. Don't want to give money to the MAC-10 if you don't have to.
Don't want to give money to anybody. They
Sure.
even saw a couple AKs out mid. They could have gone and tried to just take one away. But yeah, I mean, obviously not wanting to give any extra cash over of any amount.
I like it. As Machine was saying the other day, it's macroeconomics.
Yeah, it's a very economic game style.
Save your 2 USPs and nothing else. Well, you got a P250, so you're saving something at least.
9-8. Cloud9's going to take a lead.
As they should. Interested to see how James is going to activate here in the second half, because you know he's grabbing that AWP as soon as he can.
Yeah. He's already got it. Brings it out in this round. Glass cannon, no armor, and a timeout is called. This is from Cloud9. They know a buy is coming in. They want to have a conversation, make sure and get on the same page. This would be a great win for Cloud9 if they can actually outlast outsiders in this series, because obviously the change of Buster, that was highly scrutinized. Buster for Inters. A lot of people thought Nafny would be the one on his way out, but going into Katowice and suffering a devastating loss, knocked out by IHC in the group stage, they would very much like to rebound off of that and actually show a good performance. Skip to those quarterfinals, get some more time off, get a little bit more time practicing with Buster in the lineup, and come back into the playoffs ready to go.
And also dodge the most amount of playoff games possible.
Yeah.
So that's where Cloud9 would like to be. See, you've got something up here on this other screen. Screw the pooch. Was that from earlier? Or is that you looking this up?
That was from earlier. I don't know. This computer every once in a while just magically... Oh, Counter-Strike crashed. That's why it's up. So,
well, let's see if Cloud9 screw the pooch here with 2 Galils and a MAC-10. That's James aggressive. Actually, very aggressive for James. He's in the cave quite advanced. He's got Chiron's rifle support if it all goes sour, and James actually decides to leave just at the time where T's are about to put some pressure on.
Our good friend Chad showed something on the on these PCs during a break earlier on this week about that Molotov. Make sure it goes deep so it actually extends into that murder hole.
It's an important note, important detail that can make a big difference. You much of an Ancient fan, Jason?
I enjoy it. I like it.
I'm a fan of all the new maps. I like playing all of them. Vertigo, definitely the worst of the newest. Let's see, James. That's the big scope, waiting for the T's to come his way on the Cloud9 side of things. Hasn't seen anything just yet. But eventually they will be hitting this B site.
Not a whole lot of defensive utility to place down. Chiron still has one. Fame has one over in Cave.
Oh, there's the peek he's been waiting for, and he does hit it just through the stone. So Axel's allowed to stay alive. Very patient here from Cloud9. They're running that clock down, and as you mentioned, there's no utility to really add some pressure here from outsiders. So Cloud9 will have control of this, but they don't have a lot of util either.
Uh-oh.
Here they come, just running in. Just hoping they can get these picks, and well, Nafny certainly will. James, though, gets the double. And he's making this quite uncomfortable for Cloud9. The bomb plant needs to come through. It's locked in now, and a 3 versus 4 will ensue. This time outsiders playing for retake. And here they come around the corner. Flit hits the first headshot. Hobbit replies, but it's still the walking wounded for Cloud9. This post plant is going to be hard to hold on to. And Hobbit realizes sitting back idly is not going to work out, so he gets a bit more aggressive. He takes the fight to them, and it's a double kill for Hobbit, but Fame fights him. Fame gets it into the 1 versus 1, and it's Buster, oh, with a flick out. Saves the day for Cloud9.
I think Hobbit wants to have that one back. Hobbit could have pushed forward and stayed safe after that double kill, but he almost sold Buster down the river and just leave him alone in a 1v1. Ooh, close victory, and it means a lot to Cloud9. That is significant to get started into the gun rounds, and we're going to get a quick pause in the action. A tech is called. Yeah, Chiron got pulled away from Cave just at the worst possible moment. Nicely done from Nafny, but this is the double kill that swings it in Cloud9's favor.
That new change where you're able to op from where James was straight down the ramp, that's like the perfect position designed for James. It's just you can be as far away from the action as possible, but still find a lot of impact. And he nearly did enough to get his team the round win. Hobbit decides to make the move. But yeah, so the tech issue, we've been good at getting these fixed as quickly as possible. And we shouldn't be too long away.
Yeah, admin crew's been lovely. You could see Shiro talking through the problems there, so I'm sure they'll have this one fixed in no time. Shiro's still having a very quiet game. At some point during the first half, we talked about him at like 7-7. He's 8-9 right now.
Yeah, eventually there had to be some sort of drop-off, but this has been quite rapid. From 29 and 8, I think he finished on Vertigo, to now struggling to find any impact whatsoever.
And some absolute bangers of series earlier on in this group.
Yeah.
Hobbit as well has had quite a nice Pro League, I feel. Gone quietly under the radar with the shenanigans we've seen out of Shiro. Not a whole lot of eyes on him. He's 18 and 15 at the moment.
Axel with him.
Well, Fnatic versus Eternal Fire. We just had Shiro's left the server, so he's gonna get a restart, so we got a little bit of time. Eternal Fire taking on Fnatic later, a rematch from earlier.
Yeah, we got that coming up.
There's some upset potential there.
Yeah, definitely. What would you say is the upset? Fnatic winning?
No.
Okay, I feel like absolutely there's some upset potential. I think Eternal Fire coming into this have really shown some great form recently. Coming into Malta, they've obviously played a tournament before Pro League, just tried to get acclimatized, warmed
events,
up.
You know.
They have a ridiculous schedule a lot of the time. I feel bad for the managers to try and figure it all out and how they make it possible for these humans to function. But
yeah, they've been grinding.
Yeah.
Well, and it's not like their last series earlier in the group against Fnatic was like any kind of blowout, right? Like they were not the closest. It was 16-11 on the 2 maps they lost. But I mean, that's you change a couple of rounds here and there, and that's a much closer affair. So I think if you're in, one of them is Overpass, which Fnatic enjoy. One of them was Nuke, which Fnatic has been good at.
The one interesting thing about that series is if Fnatic are going to let Anubis through.
Yeah, that was the big conversation of that. Is will like the whole thing about Fnatic letting Anubis actually go through and be played.
Yeah, that's kind of wild.
Will they let it happen again? Which I doubt. I would have to doubt that.
Here we go.
He's back.
He is back.
Back in the game.
Nice.
10-8. We weren't too long. Thanks to the admin team for fixing the issues as quick as possible.
And a timeout taken now for the Outsiders ahead of this eco.
Yes, indeed. Timeout out of the tech. James going to talk things over with the team before getting things started. 3 rounds straight to start this second half for Cloud9. Outsiders aren't going to bring a whole lot to fight in this round. They do have armor and pistols, P250s and a 5.7. Imagine see a few more of those be brought out for the Outsiders side of things.
Well, let's take a look at Cloud9's run through the event so far.
Sure.
EG win, okay. We were like, yep, kind of expected. The G2 win, now that was something else. And if they lose to the Outsiders today, I think we're kind of all over the place with Cloud9.
Yeah, that G2 win was pretty wild. That was one of the great Shiro performances that you'll see. So if you're looking to find a cool op game to watch, just go watch Shiro's POV from that, because it was pretty nasty. He put m0NESY in his place, showed him what it's like to be a veteran.
That battle's going to be fun this year for sure.
That battle's going to be fun for years to come.
That's true. Shiro's 21, and he's the older of the two. That's kind of crazy to think about. This round for Outsiders, though, as much as we've had a big build-up into this, it was only that one rifle in the hands of Flit, but he got tagged by the AWP. So he has tossed that on over to the hands of Jame instead. I was expecting a bit more out of Jame, but he crosses into the open, and all the kills coming in for Cloud9 now. Shiro and Hobbit, 1 for 1 straight away. And Outsiders, off they go, Jason, back to their hidey holes on B.
Yeah, this time you can at least talk about in the context of they have that armor that they want to save, that they don't want to spend money on, and obviously Chiron and Kicker, without being involved in any of the actions so far, can easily upgrade that into helmets if they'd like to, for cheap.
It's good to see Shiro delivered a kill. There was some damage as well. I don't know how Flit is still walking around. He's being berated by everything, it feels, but he's still on 1 HP.
He's got hit by a couple things. So he's going to stay alive. Everyone's going to stay alive. Stalemate. As both these teams just call it off. Yeah. So the three pistols and more importantly, the 3 armors will be saved into the next round as Outsiders is going to look to put some rifles into play. And Cloud9 lose nobody, so they get their money buffered by some extra cash.
Flit died in the end. Just couldn't survive the bomb blast.
Did he really?
Yep.
Dang.
Here comes the buy. Now, if Outsiders lose this, we're going to be looking at Cloud9 up to 12.
Yeah,
they're going to be in question again, and just likely 13, 14 territory.
Yeah, Cloud9's in a very happy position if they can close this round out, if they can just take it away.
You know how important utility is on the CT side of Ancient when Fame has to go for UMP just to try and get a few extra nades to play with here.
He dropped the M4 in the previous round. That was the one rifle they had. He had like 3,300, so he dropped it over to a teammate, takes the hit by dropping to the UMP in this round. So fair play to him. All the utility raining out. Nafany only down to 54. Molotov was extinguished from Cave in the hands of Chiron.
Really quick mid control being seized by Cloud9. Put pressure on towards Fleet. They smoked out the red room, but it's gone now. They've just got the control you need heading into round 20, and that's the most important thing. But Chiron gets away with the aggressive maneuver through cave onto Nafany. He takes a lot of damage for it, but still stays up, and that's the most important thing. He gets away.
Yeah, but I mean, at least they force, remember, they force back all the defense in mid. They spot Flit playing behind the red room. They cleared out Donut as well. So there's that easy access to fall back if they'd like to. This is all about, that's all about the drive-by, and Hobbit providing a frag and providing some movement from Fame. Around the smoke, he's got Exile. That's got to be frustrating. If Hobbit can provide one more kill, that'll alleviate a lot of pressure, because it looks like Cloud9, they want to end at this A bomb site. The bomb on Shiro's back has just slid into position in A main. Smoke's going to clear.
Oh, Fame gets behind the box. Shiro doesn't see anything, and you don't really feel good about sending one player with the AWP in as the solo carrier of the bomb.
They didn't get anything they wanted, so they're going to head back. Shiro's on his hustle. Hobbit's going to try and push all the way forward. Unfortunately, what they don't know is Kickert's position.
Yeah, that's an issue, because I think the bomb is going to come back, die to Kickert. Oh, but Hobbit's made the move. He's coming back. He's looking for Kickert on the ramp. And now they're in a fight. Hobbit just strikes straight away, gets two, opens up the site completely. Now Shiro can arrive, and well, it's a red carpet laid out for him.
Yeah, and Shiro's got 2 flashbangs after he plants this bomb as well. So if they felt like the retake was coming, Hobbit could have wrapped around to a new corner, and they could have just bombed flashbangs and had him peeking at will. Regardless, Outsider's going to back away and save. Hobbit provides all the openings.
That's crazy.
There's no way for Kicker to know it in the moment, but if he had just stayed parked at the bottom of ramp, that would have been the round-winning play. But he gets pulled back once Hobbit's presence gets that kill towards middle. He wants to fall back to address the situation. And I like this hunt from Buster.
He's right behind them. They have no idea. He can smell them. And Flit's rifle gives him away. It's at least only one. Fame will hang on to something. But 12 rounds for Cloud9, and that scenario we painted the picture of, whether now in question whether what to buy or how to buy. And Cloud9 are looking at 13, most likely.
And Outsiders once again just finding a way to scrape together some danger in this next round. Fame had the saved AK-47. He drops an M4 over to a teammate, I believe to Jame. And actually, they buy up all together right at the end of freeze time. They decided to just go for it. You can understand why. 4 rifles, a decent amount of utility. But Outsiders really emphasizing this round. A lot rests on its shoulders.
Hobbit now boosted up on top of his teammate's head. He's just having a peer around the smokes. He's not going to see anything, so Cloud9 likely just to try and seize that mid-control here. Buster's helping out maintaining control of B lane. Outsiders don't have a lot of control of anything right now, Jason. They do like these late round or mid-round pushes in towards Cade. Maybe that's something they can activate here between Chiron and Jame. But for the most part, they don't have a whole lot of information. They even flash Fame off of Donut, so he can't see anything. So he has to fall back and relinquish his control of Donut. He's in the A site. They're just pinned back completely here on the defense.
Good flashbang. Nafany's now in Donut with control, and you deny access over to Fame and Flit, who wanted to shift in. They've got to use a defensive smoke in this position probably earlier than they would have liked. It's pulling and shifting Kickert and Chiron away from B while Cloud9 is moving towards the B bomb site. So Nafany is pulling off quite a nice fake.
Jame just slowing them down, keeping them at bay. And that is going to actually force Cloud9 to transition the majority of their players now towards the B ramp. We'll see the adjustments of the defense. They're over towards CT spawn right now, and Nafany is looking to cut that off. He's up in the red room. He stopped Kicker from getting there, but it's all about this B play. Can Chiron hold? He can't. Axel cuts right through him, and now they have to know that there has to be another player somewhere. They haven't fully cleared Cave, and that's where Jame is currently standing, but of course he catches the timing.
No, he
but
doesn't.
Buster catches the better timing on Jame. He comes around the backside, and now just 2 players. Outsiders can't do anything about this. They have to look at 13-8 as the scoreline.
What a save from Buster coming in. Shiro is going to go down, and then that round goes into complete chaos. But instead, you're exactly right. They've got to back away, Outsiders. This round was so important. Everything invested, and Cloud9's lead keeps extending. It's been 6 rounds in a row in this second half. Outsiders has not been able to put a stop to the C9 attack.
Well, we're getting ever closer to that Fnatic Eternal Fire game. Fnatic now in the building, warming up with some table tennis, Jason. Looks like a pretty good technique of warming up your reactions, it seems here. We've got Roy playing Kita. Seems like a closely contested game.
Yeah, does seem a little intense. Having fun.
13-8 though for Cloud9 as we keep focus on this matchup, and UMP out for Jame. That's not what you like to see, especially in such an important round like this. And they've invested everything they've got into it. Quite quick here from Cloud9. Look at this. Everybody rushing B. Straight away, Kicker gets ripped apart by Nafany, who is stopped eventually by Flit.
It's all good. Buster's gained a lot of space. Flit's being a little passive. Now he's going to push up, and Buster loves that fight. Chiron still smoked off inside cave, has not been able to get involved. And Outsiders, again, is going to have a decision to make, because Fame is all the way in T-spawn. Jame is coming in for the flank as well, but they're going to have to start going for these rounds at some point.
Chiron staying at bay of the fire.
No, oh, there's a kid on Chiron.
Well, there's no more Chiron. That's gone.
And that's the cue for Fame to back off. Immediately as that kill comes out, Jame is going to stick around to try and upgrade the UMP, but with the AK-47, Fame wants nothing to do with this, and Outsiders just not able to get anything done, ever.
Oh, that's a nice low upgrade for Jame. You'll see how long he can hold on to it for. Doesn't immediately fall back, trying to catch the perfect timing, and oh, James slips away with a kill on Axel. Sure goes down to the bomb, and he gets an AK. Okay, that was like the best case scenario out of the scenarios they were presented with.
Yeah, and it's so, I mean, at a different time, that could be a cool conversation to have where you've taken the op away, you've taken some guns away, but I mean, unfortunately for Cloud9, yeah, since they've won 7 in a row, they have so much cash, and because it's a 6-round lead now, you know, those little silver linings and round losses are less impactful.
Well, it's been a one-way street this second half. Outsiders haven't won a single CT round yet. Maybe that can change here. It has to, otherwise this one's done. We're wrapping it up. Cloud9 are going to the quarterfinals. Good start with the damage. Axel and Fame get into a tight duel, and actually end up pretty similar on health.
Yeah, pretty darn even in that exchange. Now, the main X factor for Cloud9 through this game, it feels like, has been Hobbit. He's had all the impactful kills when they've needed it.
Yeah, and he's starting to move out mid now. Just confirming the control of middle. The bomb is starting to shift its attentions over towards B. That's on the back of Shiro right now, and Buster with a swing up ramp. It's all about Chiron holding in cave though, and he does stand strong for Outsiders. But Hobbit, you mentioned him, Jason. Look what he's doing right now.
Yeah, it all depends on Kicker. Did Kicker see him? I think he did. But Hobbit wins it anyways. He can smoke off CT spawn. Rotations are cut off from the A bomb site, and Chiron's got to feel real nervous. And I think he's positioning himself to help his teammates actually get through. He wants to look for Hobbit, but he's got to be mindful of the bomb site behind him.
35 seconds. Chiron decides this is the time to smoke the top of the ramp. And oh, he goes for the peak, but Axel had the AWP right on his position. And pinpoint accuracy takes him out.
The only way to alleviate pressure off Chiron is for Jame and Fame to immediately fall back from the A bomb site and work together to try and clear Hobbit out of middle. That's the only thing that could have helped, because there's really no good place for Chiron to play when he's in a 1v3 at the A bomb site, and obviously he's got Hobbit flanking from middle. That's a really tough scenario. 15 now for Cloud9, 8 in a row.
Oh, this
Hunt
looks awful.
Send everything.
This looks awful for Outsiders. Fame's angle, though, it's just too good.
It'll get Buster, but it gives it... Oh, wow.
Nope, doesn't get anything. Doesn't get anything in the end.
Okay.
Well, they've just lost absolutely everything for nothing, but 15-8.
If you're Outsiders, you're like, yep, that's pretty much how this game is gone. It doesn't take the shot, lets Jame go down for free, and then dies immediately himself afterwards when he swings out.
There was a game in the first half, Jason. Yep. There was actually a real competitive match in the first half. But, you know, we talk about Ancient being CT-sided. Look at that. That scoreboard just doesn't look CT-sided at all. It's just T rounds. It's just a wall of T rounds. So, looking very, very good now. Cloud9 about to try and round out a flawless half of Counter-Strike and send themselves to the quarters.
Yeah, and as we mentioned, it's to the quarters, and for Outsiders, it's a loss, but it's a loss for seeding. So they would drop down to they would skip up to the round of 12. So they'll just have one extra round of playoff games. And Cloud9.
They've got mid control again, Cloud9. There's been no contact. You can't contest mid when you have no utility, and you have these inferior weapons. So again, they're just playing super passive on the outsiders. The only sort of aggression they've been able to get away with is in Cave and in Jaguar, this area. But
you know what's impressive about this game for Cloud9 is that actually outsiders, as we know they do, have done such a good job of their economy that a lot of these rounds have had rifles. Like they might have been missing some utility from time to time, but a lot of them have been 4 M4s, you know, 3 M4s and a FAMAS, 5 rifles with little utility. They've had weapons. James had the alt plenty of times. This has been Cloud9 just winning all these rounds the hard way.
well, Anthony and Hobbit go ahead and get 2 kills, and that will assist Cloud9 in getting closer to their goal, and Buster will bring down James. And it's just Kickard and Chiron left, and the outsiders have 2 remaining recruits to try and keep this one alive, but they haven't shown the capability of winning a single defensive round in this half. And Cloud9 have all the advantages to close. Bomb is now down. It's Kickard and Chiron having to recover the bomb, having to retake with no utility, really. They have 1 smoke and 1 flash, but no kits. And a swing from Axel towards CT. It's Chiron down, just Kickard. And Cloud9 mere moments away from confirming their spots in the quarterfinals, and they've done it. 16-8. What a statement to close a flawless T-half as they take down the outsiders.
Couple very solid wins. Obviously, this was just dominant on Ancient, but obviously you go back in the group, that win over G2 is a nice statement win for Cloud9, and they go through as the top team out of this initial group of ESL Pro League. They're going to be heading straight to the quarterfinals. Outsiders, a tough loss. They'll be heading to the round of 12, as we mentioned. And yeah, that's all she wrote here for these 2 teams. We have Eternal Fire and Fnatic up next, and I believe we have the boys